When I arrived at the hospital, Jing Chao had already been pushed into the emergency room.
The family stays.
In fact, her health was really bad and she didn't eat anything nutritious. And while she's undergoing the surgery,
Her blood pressure suddenly dropped. The lying-in woman is suffering from a massive bleeding.
In the previous chapter, Byron invited Yanshin to a cafe to talk about Jing Chao's past life in Country R. It turned out that Jing Chao had gone through so many hardships. We can tell that Yanshin feels so guilty and regretful that he couldn't do anything for her in those years. He became tense when he heard that Jing Chao almost died while giving birth to Anan.
fortunately, Jing Chao and An were blessed by God and were finally safe. But after Anan's full moon, Jing Chao and I'd run out of money. We didn't have the money to pay the run again. It was freezing cold outside and we were kicked out.
Get lost!
I was carrying the suitcases, and Jing Chao was holding and who was wrapped in a blanket. That winter was particularly cold, and it was still heavily snowing in the night sky, and we were homeless.
Baby, don't cry, don't cry.
It had only been a month of Jing Chao's postpartum recovery, and she was very weak. While Anan was still a baby, they shouldn't be exposed to the cold. We stayed at AFC and just ordered a cup of coffee and sat there from morning to night. Here comes the hot water. I used hot water from AFC to prepare the remaining milk powder for Anan, and we stayed like this for 3 whole days. Until Jing Chao accidentally submitted a design drawing and won the prize. We finally had money to rent a room.
These all. She never mentioned them to me.
For the sake of An, and Jing Chao gave up the 10 million he gave. Mopped floors and washed dishes in a foreign country. Even during the birth of An, and her life was in danger, and she walked through the gates of hell. She had no relatives and was lying alone on the operating table. How did it feel like? I don't know, as I have no experience on it. I only know how in those days, she was forced from a weak girl. to quickly grow into a determined mother. Miss Sturgeon, even though the kidnapping that almost ruined Jing Qiao was not instructed by you, but do you dare to say that it has nothing to do with you? If you hadn't been indecisive between two women. She wouldn't believe that the marriage proposal between you and Lin Anya was real, that she hurried out to find you. If it weren't for you being at the wedding and not by Jing Chao's side, when she needed you, she wouldn't have been in danger after running out. If you hadn't abandoned Jing Chao and asked her to abort the child, then she wouldn't have mistakenly thought that those kidnappers were sent by you and Go-To Country, or to wander alone. If you hadn't, if you hadn't inexplicably blamed Jing Chao for Lin Anya's death, how could Jing Chao have her life ruined by a devil like you? So, Jin Yanshin, do you really think you are qualified to step in Jing Chao's life again? If you have nothing else to say, then let's call it a day.
Wait.
Is there anything else?
Do you have any old photos of Jingchao and Inan?